Good morning friends, welcome back to Panika Tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss how to write a C program to display the Fibonacci series using recursion. I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. Let me discuss two important terminologies in this one. One is the Fibonacci series and another one is the recursion. What is a Fibonacci series? Let me discuss. The Fibonacci series is nothing but suppose you want to display first 5 numbers in the Fibonacci series. Okay. Now, the initial number will be 0 and the next number will be 1. Okay. You know out of 5, the first two 0 and 1. Now, you want to find the next element in the series. The next element is nothing but the sum of the previous two elements. What are the sum of the previous two elements? 0 and 1, which is 1. Okay. Now, you want to find the next element in the series. It is sum of the previous two elements. What are the previous two elements? 1 and 1. Find the sum, which will be 2. Now you want to find the fifth element in the series, which is the sum of the third element and the fourth element, which is equal to 3. So like that you will get the numbers in the Fibonacci series. Okay. Initially, usually people will take 0 and 1. If you want to define some other numbers also, you can define. But usually the Fibonacci series will always start from 0 and 1. Now if you find the next element, let's take that you want to find the next element, which is equal to 2 plus 3, 5. Next element will be 3 plus 5, 8. Next element will be 5 plus 8, which is 13. So this is what the Fibonacci series. So the nth element is equal to n minus 1 plus n minus 2 element. Okay, is it clear? Please remember this logic. Now we can do this program in an iterative statement or using the recursive function. But they have asked me to write the program using the recursion. So let me use the concept called recursion. Already in the last video, I have discussed what is a recursion, what is a recursive function. I hope you have watched that video. If you did not watch that video, I request you to go back and watch that video. What is a recursive function? A function calls itself is called as a recursive function, and that technique we will call it as a recursion. Okay. So I want to define or declare a function. That function should call itself and display me the numbers in the Fibonacci series. Okay. Now let me write the program. We have hash include stdio.h, which is a standard input output header file. Now what are the functions I am using, which are the user defined function, because the predefined functions we have used the header file. Now I need to use the user defined function. So before using it, I need to declare the function. The function declaration will consist of a syntax called a return type, name of the function, and the parameters. Here I am specifying the return type as int. So meaning is that this function will return an integer value, and the name of the function I am writing it as FIB. I can write my own name, but I need to follow the rules to be for the name. Okay, what are the rules are there for the identifier? The same rules will be applied for the making a name of a function. Okay, FIB. Okay, and my function will take a one parameter which is an integer. So I am writing the data type as int. So int is the return type and FIB is the name of the function, and int is a data type which will tell that this function will take one parameter or one argument which is integer type. I no need to specify, even I can specify, or if I does not specify the name of the variable also, not a problem. Okay. Now I need to write the main function, so which is void main. Main is a predefined function. Okay, and its return type is void. So this function does not return any value. Okay, so void function we have written. Now we need to declare the variables, such as, let me take the variable c, okay, n, and I is equal to 0. Is it clear? What are the variables I want to use? I need to declare them, then I can use them. Okay. Now first thing is that if I want to find the Fibonacci series, how many elements the user want to display, that I need to ask from the user. So I am writing a statement called printf, which is a predefined function, and I am asking the user to enter the n value. Okay. Now once the user has entered the value, I need to read it by using a function called scanf, and which is an integer, so I'm using the format space for %d and ampersand n. So in the address of the variable n, whatever the value the user has entered will be stored. Okay. Now I need to display the thing. So what I will do is that for loop I will use, I will start the C is equal to 1. This is my initialization, because a for loop will have the three sections. One is the initialization, condition and update section. So C is equal to 1 is my initialization, C less than or equal to n is the condition checking, and C++, this is my increment section. Okay. What I need to do? I need to display the value printf, okay, %d. Now I need to call this function fib of I, okay, and then I will increment the I value, so it will be I plus plus. Okay, I'm closing the for loop, and then I'm closing the main function also, get ch, and closing the main function also. Now the main task is that the function definition of fib, which is a user defined function. Okay, so again the function definition will have the return type. The return type should match with the declaration return type. As in the declaration we have specified that it will return an integer value, here also the return type should be int, and the name of the function should also match with the name you have given in the function declaration and function calling, which is fib, and here you are writing int n. Okay, is it clear? Are you able to understand? Now this is your actual parameter and this is your formal parameter. The name should be same or maybe different, because the I is the local variable in this function and n is the local variable in this function called fib. Now you need to look at it. If n is equal to 0, then you need to return the value 0. Else if n is equal to 1, then you need to return the value 1. Else return fib of n minus 2 plus fib of n minus 1. Okay, is it clear? You look at how many curly braces you have opened and closed. Fib of n minus 2, this is done, and this is done. Okay, and you have closed the function called fib. Now let me discuss this program with an example. Let's take the n value is equal to 3. What is the meaning? The user want to print the first 3 numbers in the Fibonacci series. Okay, so that's why user has entered the n value is equal to 3. Okay, now n is consists of value 3. Now come to the for loop. C is equal to 1. This is the initialization section. C is less than or equal to 1. What is the C is consists of value? 1. So you are checking 1 is less than or equal to n value 3. So whether 1 is less than 3? Yes, this condition is true. If this condition is true, you can execute the statements which are there in the for loop. What is the statement is there? Printf %d. Inside the printf, I am calling a function called fib. Is it clear? So the control will go to the fib of I. What is the I value? I value is equal to 0. Are you able to understand? I value is 0. So now if I value is 0, it will call the fib function with an input called 0. So the control will go here. Is it clear? Are you able to understand it or not? So fib is a function 0. So this value, n value will be equal to 0. That is what the assignment statement here. You are assigning the 0 to this variable called n. So n value is currently 0. Now look at these conditions. If n is equal to 0, return 0. So what is the n value? 0. So 0 is equal to 0. So this condition is true. If this condition is true, what are the statements which are there in this if block should be executed? Only one statement is there, so that's why I did not return the curly braces. If you have only one statement inside the if condition, then the curly braces are optional. Okay, so this function will return the value 0. So here it will return the value 0 as an output. Now printf percentage d 0. So you are displaying the output as 0. Keep it that one. Okay, then it is done. Once it is done, the control will come here. It will be I plus plus. I plus plus is nothing but I is equal to I plus 1, which is nothing but what? Which is a post increment. Okay, so I value will be updated to 1. Previously I value is 0. Now it is updated to 1. Okay, I value will be 1. You keep it. Now once this is completed, you will come back again to check the condition. Am I right? What is the condition? C less than or equal to n. Before condition checking, what you will do? I also forgot this point. After perform this task, you need to update the C value. What is the C value? Is previously 1. Now you are updating or incrementing by 1. C value will be updated to 2. Once this is done, you will come and check the condition. Okay. What is the condition? C less than or equal to n. C value is 2. Less than or equal to n value is 3. Again the condition is true. 2 is less than 3. If again this condition is true, what are the statements which are there in this for loop need to be executed? What is the statement which is there? Printf percentage d fib of I. What is the I value now? I value is 1. So this function is calling in another function called fib with a value as an input 1. So now the function will come here. The control will come to the function definition. Okay. Now what is the n value? N value you are assigning it as 1. Okay. Are you able to understand it or not? Now come to here. Why? N is equal to 0. 1 is not equal to 0. So this condition is false. If this condition is false, you will check this condition. N is equal to 1. Yes, 1 is equal to 1. So this statement will be executed. Okay, this condition is failed. Then it check this condition. This condition is true. So it will execute this statement. If the statement what it is there, return 1. So you are returning the value 1 to the function calling. So this will get an output as 1 that you are displaying it. Okay, so it is giving the output as 1. Then you need to increment the I value. I value will be updated to 2. Is it clear? Then what you need to do? You need to increment the C value. C value will be updated to 3. Now look at this one. C is less than or equal to n or not. What is the C value? 3 is less than or equal to n value is 3. Again the condition is true because 3 is equal to 3. So this condition is again true. So what are the statements which are there in the for loop? Again you need to execute. What is the first statement? Printf percentage d fib of I. What is the I value now? 2. So this is calling a function called fib with an input called 2. So it will go to the function definition of the function called fib with a value as equal to 2. So now n is assigning with a value called 2. Are you able to understand it or not? Now check it. N is equal to 0. No, 2 is not equal to 0. So this condition is false. 2 is equal to 1. Again 2 is not equal to 1. So these two condition is failed. This condition is failed. Then what will happen? It will execute the statement which is there in the else block. What is the statement which is there? Fib of n minus 2 plus fib of n minus 1. So this function is calling itself. So that's why it is called as recursive function. With what value? Fib of n minus 2. What is the n value? 2. 2 minus 2. 0. Okay. Are you able to understand? Plus, okay, fib of n minus 1. 2 minus 1. 1. So now the control will go to the fib of 0. which is nothing but you are calling a function called FIB. The function is FIB and calling itself, so we will call this one as a recursive function. Now what is the n value? N value is 0. So now n is consists of value 0. Are you able to understand? Now look at this one. What is satisfying? Whether this condition is true or this condition is true. N is equal to 0. So this condition is true because n value is 0. 0 is equal to 0. So if this statement is true, it will return the value 0. Plus, you are calling again the function called FIB now with the value called 1. So if you are calling it again, the control will come here and the n value will be assigned with a constant called 1. Now this condition will be failed. This condition will be true because 1 is not equal to 0 whereas 1 is equal to 1. So now what is the value it will return? It will return the value 1. So it got 0 here, 1 here. So 0 plus 1 will be 1. So that value it will return 1. So here you are getting the output as 1 and you are displaying it. So you got the output here also 1. Now I value you need to increment. I value if we increment it will become 3. Are you able to understand? Then you will increment the C value, it will be 4. Now you need to check the condition. What is it? C less than or equal to n. C value is 4 less than or equal to 3. Is this condition is true? No, this condition is false because 4 is greater than 3. So it will come out from the for loop. After that get ch is there. So you are completed the main function. So this program is giving the output as 0, 1, 1 when the user has entered the n value is equal to 3. I request you to take the n value is equal to 5 and trace this program and you check what is the output you are getting. And whatever the output you are getting, please write it in the comment section. So I hope you have understood this program. If you still have any doubts related to this program, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.